And that was the defined foxes says missing the sign when mammals are ready to give birth. There is no difference to speak of in behavior. The difference is in appearance. And what you have to look for is the cloaca, which is where the babies come out. When she's within a day, it'll drop down and kind of square off. Before that, it's round, but that opens up and wide enough that it looks like it's at a 90-degree angle. And that's when you know it's coming fast.
Right.
Mary, you have a question. I purchased the NutriPredator premium food. Was wondering if it's appropriate to feed my bed of cherry bugs and neons. Yeah, absolutely. NutriPredator premium. The NutriPredator premium is a pellet. Um, yeah, actually it's a mix of food from manufacturer in Japan and from one in Israel. It's the top two foods in the world that are available only for commercial production. So you don't get them packaged in fish stores. It's extremely high quality food. The printer is doing pagination right now. They're actually laying the book out. They've been at it for about 2 months. It's a massive project. There are over 100 illustrations in the book. I think it may be closer to 200. And it's a 500-page book. So it's a big undertaking.
That it is.
They've been at it. We should be getting the final edit was done. So we know what we're working with. The text edit is completed. The next step is the layout. And then after the layout, we decide how we want it bound. And that'll be pretty straightforward.
So I just had a question about this because uh I had my betta in here. You already knew that. I put him in a 1 gallon bowl with plant on top of it.
Sure.
So now what I want to do is I want to do some shrimp breeding so I can
Oh,
get
good.
some cash to fund my hobby.
That would
Right.
be awesome.
You know what I mean? And
Oh, yeah.
extra money for expenses and whatever.
Sure.
But I tried ghost shrimps in here and they were doing fine until they died. I don't know if I overfed or what, but they weren't molting. So I bought some shrimp rocks and I put one in here because I didn't want to overdo it. So I was wondering, this tank is like fully cycled and seasoned. It's been months now. So I'm
Yeah,
wondering,
I'd put some cherries in there.
you think they'll last? They'll do good?
Neos, yeah. The problem with the grass shrimp is that they could very well be brackish, which means
Oh,
they'll never breed in
okay.
a freshwater tank.
Oh,
So, try the Neos. They shouldn't be a problem. They should live fine. You can do a salt solution. A brine solution will work. Do it as a dip. Um, and that typically will cause them to fall off. It's a 1 million-gallon tank.
Whoa.
But what they found with other big fish like the great white is that you simply cannot keep them in a closed environment.
Hmm.
And the same thing would be true with the whale sharks. They're an open water fish, and that really does mean open water. I mean, for them to be able to travel a few hundred yards is for them to be trapped and ensnared. They travel miles in a day. No, it won't. Shall I take off any glass lids on my tank? Will it help my floaters and lettuce and frog bed? No, it will not help your floaters and lettuce and frog bed. In point of fact, leaving the glass on will do more good. You may need to lower the water level to create about 2 inches of airspace. I would say a minimum of 2 inches of space between the glass and the surface of the water in order to allow things like water lettuce to be able to have room to grow in there.
I was wondering, are epistogramas like substrate cleaners?
Not particularly.
Well, they like clean my substrate,
They
but
pick around on the bottom. They're not really a cleaner. They're looking for microscopic
macrofauna.
macrofauna, the bigger
Yeah.
stuff, like the worms and copepods.
Oh yeah.
The bigger stuff. Dimidiochromis striagonus. Dooby-dooby-doo. Well, now what's covering the picture? So the question is it a good fish? It's a great fish. It's highly predaceous, highly aggressive. And as you can also see, highly expensive. Beautiful fish. It's not unless you've got a big tank, you don't want to try to keep it. And if you do, you want it to be with other fish of its ilk, other more aggressive fish. Now, you can mix South Americans with it. Probably not. It depends on what that pea gravel is made of. If it has a calcium base of some sort, then yes. If it's anything else, granite, for example, or any kind of crystal, then it will not.
And we've got a question from Todd.
How do I get my pH down? It's
Mhm.
8.8. That's a little high, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I wonder why it's that high.
Yeah, I'm not sure, and he had to leave before he was able to get to his question, so he'll be watching the replay.
You can certainly add distilled water. That'll lower it. Distilled water, rainwater, RO water, reverse osmosis, anything like that. Spring water, they're all the same. They're all very low pH. I would do about maybe 10%. Rainwater is perfect if you can capture rainwater. About 10%. That'll get it down around 8.0. Scuds and Ramshorn. Ramshorn certainly are not. Scuds will go after baby shrimp.
Mm-hmm.
So that's an issue. If you want to raise shrimp, it's you can do it. You can raise them with scuds. It's just going to limit the population.
Mm-hmm.
You won't have a fast growing population of shrimp. They won't go after the adults. That's not the issue, but they will go after babies. No, it's not. RO water, reverse osmosis water, is what you get with a reverse osmosis system. It's a filtration system that filters out minerals. Minerals are dissolved in the water, but they're very tiny particles. They're actually particulate matter, and a very superfine, like micron level filter will filter them out and leave that water without those minerals in it, such that it will be a pH of 7.0 with a mineral count of 0 or maybe 7, 8, or 9, like that. It'll be very low. The problem is it is not a stable. It's not a stable pH because there are no carbonates in the water, and lacking carbonates causes the pH to go down purely from biological activity. No, is the short answer. We can sell blackworm culture, but it is culture. It is not pure blackworm. It is blackworm in mud. So it's not something you want to dump into your fish tank necessarily, although I do it. I do it routinely. I'll put it in a net and shake it out to get the loosest material out and then dump it in. There's a lot of sand in it, a lot of like leaf litter, that sort of thing. So it's very healthy for the tank. All right, I guess we're down to the gut root of this business.